Hello everyone, happy holidays to you. Today I want to discuss the 2024 LEGO 1/8 Technic Supercar set that should be coming out this upcoming year. This video comes courtesy of a fellow YouTube creator and dare I say friend. My two credits, go check out his channel, give him some love. He has absolutely fantastic content. It's honestly so good. Just go check it out. I promise you it will be worth your time. Leave a comment, leave a like. Zane's a fantastic guy. Check it out. Got my festive holiday beverage ready and we are going to chat about this. It's going to be excellent. All right. So as you can see in front of me, I got a few Speed Champion sets just to illustrate my points. Nothing big. Not photographed here is Bugatti or Audi. I wanted to, also Porsche. I wanted to just illustrate some of the licenses that LEGO has, some of the likely candidates we could see for the next Technic 1/8 Supercar, and I'll give some reasoning why some probably aren't going to work. For instance, straight off the bat, not pictured, Porsche. LEGO has a very strong relationship with Porsche, but the first entry was the 911 GT3 RS in 2016, so they probably aren't going to do Porsche again. Let's go with the other not pictured company. We will talk about Audi briefly. I just don't feel like they have any interesting enough vehicles. The other vehicles that LEGO has made have been... What's the best word to describe that? I mean, 1/8 Supercar, like we're just pandering to Supercar pretty much for the 911 GT3 RS. They're pretty much hypercars and Audi's got nothing that really fits that bill in my opinion. Similarly to Porsche, let's just go through some of these. Ferrari is going to be off because we've got the Daytona SP3, so gone. Similar to that, we've got Lamborghini, but they just did the Sion, so not going to happen. Now we're starting to get into some possible categories. Let's take a look at Mercedes first of all. I think Mercedes is not a bad candidate, and the AMG GT1 would be probably the number one choice. It's kind of the peak of Mercedes AMG technology at the moment. It's really a perfect candidate for the 1/8 Technic Supercar, but Kata already beat them to the punch. They have a licensed version of this car, licensed by Mercedes AMG and Michelin. It's absolutely stunning. Go check that thing out if you haven't already. It looks amazing. But yeah, LEGO ain't gonna do that. Next, let's look at Pagani. Pagani's an interesting one because at first I thought it would be possible, and I still think it would be really cool. Specifically a Huayra or a Zonda R would be absolutely epic. But I was perusing on the internet, and you know how you get those weird ads for like these off-brand LEGO sets that look absolutely horrible? And there's ones that like look like they're trying to be a car, but they're not doing a very good job of it. Well, I found one for a Pagani Huayra, and it appears to be licensed. And it's 1/8 scale, Technic-esque, not technically Technic, but I think that just kind of shatters the chances of LEGO doing anything with Pagani for the next Technic 1/8 Supercar, which is kind of unfortunate because I really think they could do a good job. So now, realistically, I feel like we're down to three manufacturers. We got McLaren, Aston Martin, and Koenigsegg. Some brands that LEGO has a deal with I didn't include because I don't think they have interesting enough vehicles. Ford, for example, if they did do one, it'd be the Ford GT, which we already have in Technic at like 1/12 scale. And none of the other American vehicles have an interesting enough model, in my opinion. Similarly, for something like Toyota or Nissan, they just don't really have that hypercar niche, low production model that kind of fits the Technic 1/8 bill quite right. Now, I think, to be fair, I think you could make a case for any one of these three manufacturers. I think Koenigsegg would be really cool. I think it'd be great for LEGO to do some more with them, especially probably like the CC80 that they just released, kind of a callback to I think it was the CCX on one of the first kind of It wasn't their first model by far, but one of their first where they really started to gain popularity. But really a very, very cool car. And I think that would be really great in the Technic 1/8 scale. I think they could do a great job with it. Similarly with Aston Martin. Similarly with Aston Martin, I think they could probably go for the Valkyrie, maybe do a better job than they did with Speed Champions, because I still don't really like this one, because it is a phenomenal car, just pumped full of F1 technology, absolutely fantastic. But if I'm being honest with myself, and I think you guys can see it too, I mean, we're all smart people here. Just gonna shuffle these to the side shortly. I think the answer has got to be McLaren. Lego has had such a great, and I've been thinking this for a few months, like maybe up to a year, honestly. Lego has been doing a ton with McLaren these days. Starting with the old Speed Champions, they did the P1, they did the 720S, they've got the McLaren F1 car, they've got the F1 LM, the Solus GT. Oh my God, there's supposedly a McLaren Formula 1 car coming to Speed Champions next year. There's the McLaren, the Neon, the like electric off-road thing. Also the Senna GTR, the Technic set. What am I thinking? There's so many, like it's just, there's tons. But then that begs the question, which model is it going to be? Admittedly, I did watch Racing Brick's video about this a little while ago, and he suggested the 750S would be the best candidate for this. And I have to politely disagree with that. While the 750S is technically a new model, I'll try and flash up a picture side by side of the 750S versus the 720S.
I need you to find the differences between this picture and this picture.
Okay.
They're the same picture.
Which is a very old model by modern standards, I guess. Relatively. It's probably like 10 years old by now. It's just not that special, honestly. It's a mainline model that anybody could get. He dismissed the Speedtail, which I disagree. I think the Speedtail would be a great candidate. It's a really interesting vehicle. I believe it is the successor to the P1 in McLaren's Ultimate line. If I'm not mistaken, no, that's not true. That's the Senna. It's the successor to the Senna, I think. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, it's a fabulous car, hybrid. It's got really cool, the wheels that funnel the air over the sides. It's got the active carbon panels that actually flex for the active aero in the back. That is so cool. It's very sleek, very beautiful looking thing. Kind of a throwback to the McLaren F1. But another good option for McLaren, I think, would actually be this model here, the Solus GT. Perhaps slightly overlooked, but I think it would be great. I think they did a really good job in Speed Champions, how they could, but it doesn't quite capture the proper essence of the vehicle. And I think if they really gave it a whack in the 1/8 scale, it could really look very cool and very unique. It's got a really interesting design where you look at the plan view and it's kind of got like an X shape to it, or like an hourglass. I don't know. It's very unique. It's like the height of technology for the track. It's a super limited production. I think it would really fit the bill very well. So either the Speedtail or the Solus GT is my bet. And one other thing that I was talking to my two credits again about over on Instagram, we were discussing the color. I had mentioned that I'm really passionate about the cars, and he said, well, I don't know, I just feel like it needs to be yellow. I've seen all the other cars. I was like, yes, I was thinking that. It does. I think we both think it needs to be yellow. Just because we've got orange, blue, green, red, natural next color. It just feels like yellow. I don't know. Probably not white or black because it would just hide the design, I feel, which would be a little bit boring, but yellow Speedtail would be cool. I feel like we could see it, but I would love to know what you all think. Chuck it down in the comments. What do you think the next Technic 1/8 supercar should be? Maybe I'm completely out to lunch and missing something, but in any event, I would love to hear it. And I hope you have a fantastic new year, And I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.